One of the most important contributions from the prominent physicist Albert Einstein was the theory of relativity that had a great influence on modern physics. Essentially, the theory of relativity consists of two theories. First is the special theory of relativity, which was published in 1905, which basically explains how space and time are linked for objects that are moving at a consistent speed in a straight line. And the second was General Theory of Relativity, published in 1915, which determines the laws of physics independent of the motion for all observers. The theory of relativity can be summarized in the seven following points. Time is the fourth dimension. According to Einstein, space and time are interrelated. Einstein also sets a cosmic speed limit, which is equal to 299,792,458 meters per second, which is the speed of light in vacuum, and also mentions that the speed of light for every observer, regardless of the observer's speed, is the same. One of the most important aspects of the theory of relativity is the time dilation, which is basically the faster you move in space, the slower you move in time. It is important to note that time dilation is relative to the perspective of the observer. In other words, if you were to travel in a spaceship with a clock, you would notice no time dilation. Everything would seem normal to you from your perspective. However, from a stationary perspective, time slows down. In other words, only the stationary observer observes time dilation in the moving ship. And the dilation in time can be calculated by the formula time measured from an observer inside the frame of reference, which in the case of example would be the time measured by the observer in the spaceship, divided by the square root of 1 minus the speed of the object, which in this case is the speed of the spaceship, divided by the speed of light, the whole raised to 2. Then, according to the theory, gravity is the curvature of space and time. Einstein depicted that gravity was not a force, rather as a consequence of curvature of space-time caused by uneven distribution of mass, as opposed to Newton, who suggested that gravity is a force which causes any two bodies to be attracted to each other. However, Einstein's theory tells us more accurately about planetary orbits. The next point that we have is gravitational time dilation, which means time moves slower as gravity increases. According to Einstein, space is a kind of rubber sheet which can be expanded and bent in any form. So when a heavy object is kept in space, it bends the space and creates a curvature. For example, before in the bent space, light took 1 second to move from one point to another in space. But due to the bend in space, light has to cover longer distance to move between 2 points. This means the light would take more time to move between 2 points. And let us assume the time taken is 1.5 seconds. However, the observer cannot see the bent space. For them, the distance between the 2 points appear to be the same. Then according to the law of motion, for him the velocity of light should appear to decrease. But then, Einstein has also mentioned that the speed of light is constant. So, the only way possible for this to happen is that if time is moving slowly for the observer. We also get to know from the theory that gravity travels in the form of waves. Due to some of the most violent and energetic processes such as merging of a black hole, it causes disturbance in the space and time in form of ripples, also known as gravitational waves. If Earth were to hit by one of these waves, the Earth would first stretch and then contract and then finally regain its original shape. And lastly, the most famous equation, which is E is equal to mc square, or energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. This was a summary of the theory of relativity. To understand more about the theory of relativity, you must be able to understand complex mathematics, which shall be discussed next time. Thank you for watching and see you until next time.